To San Francisco Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi for your feelings about this. The administration is saying that this is in high-cost regions, it's redundant, and they failed to help the health of Americans. I understand that you're saying it's actually making it more dangerous and lives are in danger because of this. Why?
Well, it is most unfortunate, but I think it's needed to point out that they're going to fire 10,000 people across the country, in Washington, D.C. and across the country. And what this means is a great reduction in access to health care. The sad part of it is in San Francisco and in the Bay Area, we have the highest performance at the lowest cost, believe it or not, for health care on the public sector. So coming here is the wrong thing to do. But as I say, it's about 10,000 people across the country. Of course, we will fight this. We will fight this. Understand this, the office they are closing serves not only California, it's California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii, and then the islands, American Samoa, Northern Marianas, Guam, and 157 tribes, including the Navajo tribes. And they're removing access to health care. They, for some reason, always want to privatize everything. The more we reduce the public role, the more we can make some money off of it. So understand their motivation. This is disgraceful. But again, it's happening all around the country, so there will be fights about this. This, in addition to them closing, in some places, Social Security offices and the rest. When you close the office, you destroy the access to its purpose, to care. I think this is an important time for us to recognize the great contribution our public servants make, our federal employees who meet the healthcare needs of the American people, and recognize from our standpoint in San Francisco, we teach the country because we address the needs of such a beautifully diverse population, as does this whole region.
So what what are the people in the community that this department helps? What kind of holes will this leave? How is health in jeopardy now? Who is it really going to affect on a daily basis that needs help?
Well, for one thing, our area has led the way on access to health care, to teach the country, whether it's to say what community-based care based for prevention, for care, for research, and the rest. So for HIV/AIDS, we've led the way. This is most unfortunate, but it goes well beyond. That would be enough reason, but it goes well beyond that. So the demands that we have to make is show us how not having an office for that territory that I just named, California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii, the islands, 57 tribes. Think of all of that. Now they're going to move, they're going to turn 10 regions into 5. And what that means across the country is disgraceful. They should be ashamed of themselves. This is reckless. And you know what the recklessness springs from? Their ineptitude. They don't even know what they're doing. So we have to make sure the public understands the important role that these federal workers play in their lives. These are professionals, and all of a sudden they are disrespected with a call in the middle of the night. You no longer have a job. So it's about health care first and foremost. It's about jobs also. And it's about lack of recognition of how that health care, that purpose is delivered to meet the needs of the people.
So when we hear from the administration, when they equate fewer employees on the federal side to more efficiency, for the folks at home that are looking at this and might agree with that on just a dollars and cents mindset, what impacts will they feel? When will they, what will they see as a result of these cutbacks, at least in the federal workforce, when it comes to vaccine implementation, research, approval, when it comes to the disbursement of monies for these programs like Head Start and the like? Is it true that fewer employees in some cases might mean less efficiency?
No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means that there's a justification for who is there. They're predicated on there's no justification. There is a justification for this. Is Congress mandated. This is oversight exercise to make sure that the resources that are put out there are spent for their purpose. And so for them to say, if we reduce this, it'll be cheaper and you'll have more sick people and it will cost more. So it's not cheaper in terms of health care and then meeting those additional needs. It might be cheaper in terms of your balance sheet, in terms of how much you're paying workers. But in the long run, you're costing more in dollars and cents in terms of meeting the health needs of the people.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
And you said in sickness.
It's an example of what they're doing across all the sectors of government.
But again, like if you could boil it down to, because you said it's dangerous and it will make Americans sicker, it will make our programs suffer. So how will we suffer? Will I not be able to get a vaccine? Will some drug not get approved? Is a kid going to miss out on, lunch and health care? Like, what does it happen to a family that needs this department?
Well, the luncheons are part of the education and the another part of government. But many, they're now, of course, eliminating the Department of Education. That's where many kids get their lunch and their dinner, maybe some of them 3 meals a day. And food is medicine. So again, this is not part of this shutdown. That's another shutdown that they have in mind. So when you talk about this, you mentioned vaccines. They just fired the world's leading expert on vaccines, Peter Marks. They just fired him 2 days ago. The reaction to it is across the board, public sector, private sector is in favor of Peter Marks and wondering why the administration would do such a stupid thing. You know why? They don't want to be around people who are smarter than they are. So they have to get rid of everybody who's capable because they are inept, they're inept. And their ineptitude leads to recklessness, and that recklessness is bad news for the well-being of the American people.
Well, let me ask you with the few seconds we've got left, you mentioned that you will do something about this. What can be done?
Well, we're all trying to fight this because it's so wrong. And by the way, you know what they're doing with the money they supposedly are saving in the short run? Giving tax breaks to the richest people in America. In their last bill, they gave 83% of the benefits to the top 1% of wealthy people and corporations. That's what they have in mind now with the president's tax bill. It added $2 trillion to the national debt. This time, they're going to add $4 trillion to the national debt, while they still starve. They still starve the initiatives that make America healthier and stronger. So again, we're going to fight their tax bill, their spending bill, all the rest of it. But make sure you understand this. They don't have values in all of this. They talk about dollars, we talk about values. And our dollars are well spent to promote our values and a vision of a healthier America. They have no vision about that. All their vision is tax break for the wealthiest people in America. How do we get closer to that? They'll still add $4 trillion to the national debt because they have such a big break at the high end. So this is who they are. It's so far because the Republican Party has been hijacked by these these people who have probably the least qualified cabinet in the history of America.
All right. Thank you, Representative Pelosi. Appreciate your joining us this morning with that perspective.
Well, I wish it were my pleasure, but it's nice to be with you. Thank you, Darya.
We understand.
All right.